Good morning, 1313 Podcast. Welcome back, all you Regs, and to all you Shinies. Welcome to the 1313 Podcast, the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe. I'm Tommy.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
And
we're tired.
We are extremely tired. So actually today, in 2 hours after we finish recording this, I will be moving into my apartment for school. And I am just... I don't have good time management skills. I'll just put it that way. I should have taken more time off work to pack. And then last night, I probably should have packed. And then I just ended up sitting on my phone and being tired. And yeah, that's my own fault.
Dang. I already moved in.
I moved in as well.
And Jacob's also very tired.
Yeah. We got roommates.
Jacob also got a haircut.
Yeah, I got a haircut. And I went to my barber. I showed him a picture of Captain Hauser, and I was like, "Can you do this?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then, like, 3 minutes into my haircut, he goes, "So, how'd you like the Bad Batch?" I was just like, "Oh." And come to find out, he's a Black Series collector, so I'm now his forever patron. He's a cool guy.
Shouts out to Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff.
That barbershop also does beard trims, I hear, so I'm
they
probably
do beard
gonna have
trims, they do like straight razor trims. It's a little bit more expensive to get the straight razor done, but
sweet.
it's cool. And it's all styled like the 40s and 50s. Very cool. But that's off topic.
Very, very cool, very, very nice.
Enough of our lives.
So, let's talk about the most recent episode of The Bad.
Oh, wait.
There was no episode of The Bad Batch.
What are we going to do for the show? We can't talk about the Bad Batch for half the episode and then the Black Series. What are people going to watch?
I know. We'll talk about something else.
So, first and foremost, let's talk about the show that we're most hyped for.
Yes.
A new trailer came out this week for Star Wars Visions.
Ooh.
And there was some really cool stuff revealed.
Yes.
Very cool.
Umbrella lightsaber.
Umbrella
That
lightsaber
was so
supremacy.
cool, though.
No, it wasn't.
What do you mean it was?
I wouldn't call it cool. I definitely, I watched it and I went, whoa! But, I didn't think it was cool. I thought it was different and unique.
I thought it was dope.
I also didn't dislike it.
Mm-hmm. Lots of people online are comparing it to the Inquisitor sabers, like the helicopter sabers, which, in all fairness, I don't like the helicopter sabers that much. I think that's a bit stupid, but I like how this is because it's it's stylistic and it reflects the style of the medium. So I think it's cool.
I think the biggest thing that people need to understand is that, this isn't canon. They can do whatever they want, bro. You could have a dog turn into a lightsaber, bro. You could have a baby use the Force. It doesn't matter. It's Visions. It's gonna do what it wants.
Star Wars, what if?
It's not even... Some of the episodes don't even technically take place in the Star Wars universe, to my knowledge.
Exactly.
Literally, some of them take place in Japan, and they just have lightsabers. That's it. I'm super hyped for the show.
Yes.
And I cannot wait. It was supposed to release September 9th, but now it is releasing September 22nd. So
I did see that.
Catch that on Disney Plus, Wednesday, September 22nd.
It has officially been moved to Wednesdays, which I'm a bit sad about, just because I absolutely loved waking up on a Friday and being like, goody content.
I think the episodes are going to be probably 30 or 40 minutes long.
I would assume so.
Yeah, even if it was 15 minutes, I'd be happy. I'd be like, Star Wars anime.
I'm super hyped. And there was Bunny Girl.
Hey yo, let's pause on that.
We all know how Jackson has an affinity for Bunny Girl.
Hey yo, let's pause and let's not make that a reoccurring thing for each episode.
Oh no, it's now a recurring thing.
It's too late for you.
Too late. Bro, y'all suck for that.
No, we don't. You did it to yourself.
You're the one that said, bro, that's hot.
Bro, it was a bit.
A bit stupid of you to say. So,
oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about the Visions trailer.
We
stuff
said a lot already.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, we've said a lot about Visions in the past, and this trailer just got me really excited for the show. And I just love when Star Wars drops trailers because it's always fun to
giddy moment.
Yeah, have my little happy boy moment. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So we have some other big news.
Yes.
Baby, come back, 'cause I just can't live without you. Copyright. Toys R Us. Remember this store? Toys R Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? Toys R Us is coming back to the United States.
Let's
coming
freaking
back.
go.
Their U.S. website is already up, and they ain't got squat for Star Wars. They got like Baby Yoda stuff on their website, and that's it.
But
But
that's okay.
it will get better.
So
Hopefully.
my father sent me some articles about this news, and I did some reading and some research on it. So they are partnered with Macy's. So
Yes.
if you have a Macy's, they're opening 400 stores in Macy's in the near future. So you can probably, the holiday season, you can expect some Toys R Us pop-up stores within your local Macy's. We are fortunate because where we live, there is a Macy's at the shopping mall that is near us.
But that doesn't mean that we will be cool enough to receive a Toys R Us.
I think we will.
I think we will though, because there's plenty of places in our mall that are vacant that are constantly changing. Not gonna say where we live, but there's plenty of places that I feel like they could put it. They definitely couldn't put it in the current Macy's that's here, but like
You could throw it somewhere else in the mall.
exactly, I
Like
think
right
that would be a
across
good
from
idea.
it, they could do that.
I see this as being like the platinum era of Black Series. Like,
Okay, to be honest
this
with you,
could be huge.
I just Googled it.
All right.
Worldwide, there are 789 Macy's stores. So the chances of your Macy's store having a Toys R Us inside of it is very high. Because that means that's just worldwide. That's not even just the U.S. So there's a very high possibility that your Macy's could end up having a Toys R Us.
There's also very few Macy's.
Also, I forgot that Macy's had a toy department.
They did.
Apparently they have a toy department, and apparently they are quadrupling the size of their toy department
Dude,
by
let's
bringing in
go.
Toys R Us.
Nice.
So that is awesome for Black Series collectors. Hopefully this is a new leaf that we can turn, and you won't see us complaining every single week, because at the end of the day, Toys R Us has better distribution with toys because their business model is different than the big box retailers like Walmart and Target. So that's what it boils down to. So hopefully it'll be a lot more accessible for everybody to get their Black Series figures.
Yep.
I know that I'm probably going to do my pre-orders through Toys R Us if they ever drop Black Series figures.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that for sure. Definitely, like, give it a chance, see how it is.
Yeah, but I'm so happy. Like, I can't wait to just walk into Toys R Us, and hopefully it just gives me that same feeling that it gave me 5 or 6 years ago when all of the Toys R Us's in the United States closed down.
And other big news. We are getting a premiere at GamesCon for the new Lego Star Wars game.
No, we're not.
No,
No, we're not. That game is not coming out.
the developer posted it.
It's
on
not coming
Twitter.
out.
No.
Bro, it can.
Opening night. Live stream 11 a.m. PT to 2 p.m. ET. 7 p.m. BST. 8 p.m. CEST. Those are the times. Check it out. I know I will. And then we will probably be like giddy about it on the next episode of the podcast. Or whenever GamesCon is. Because I don't know when it is. Let's
Probably
look at-
soon.
Let's see when it is.
So while
Just
Jacob
gonna
does
look at
that,
the bread on the show.
Yeah, because this is what we do. We just kind of figure it out as we go.
all right. So we like to consider ourselves a factual Star Wars podcast.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's premiering on the 24th. So
Of this month.
yes,
That's
Oh,
next
sick.
week.
Then we'll be able to talk
it's in
about
3
it.
days.
Whoa.
So
Okay, so here's where I'm at.
Yep.
I feel like we're gonna have to start a segment on this podcast where we debunk fake news in the Star Wars community.
the news is fake.
You, the Star Wars community, you suck.
Not good.
You need to get it together. What are we, 6? We're just making things up now. We're just making things up. IGN.
Bro, that been happening.
IGN, what are you doing? IGN tweeted out that allegedly the Slave 1 has been renamed to the Fire Spray. All right.
How dumb are you?
I
So
saw
let's-
that on TikTok last night when I was scrolling through, and I went, "That's just not true, bro."
Let's pause.
how-
Rewind.
Welcome
how
back
dumb
to
are
Factor
you?
Cap.
Welcome back to Factor Cap.
How stupid are you to believe that? IGN.
So let's unpack this, gentlemen.
All right.
So we're all big Boba Fett fans.
Yes.
I'm a new Boba Fett fan. I didn't really care for Boba Fett until The Mandalorian.
I really liked Boba Fett because I had a figure that he would be like this, and he had a button on his back that he would be like, and then you had like a retractable flame.
That's dope.
I thought it was so cool.
Been a Fett fan.
Post
Django's my favorite, bro.
So yeah, I'm a newer Boba Fett fan. I mean, I always liked Boba Fett, but now I'm one of those people that's like, ooh, Boba Fett. like I bought the sideshow. I
Yeah,
pre-ordered that sideshow
We know.
figure.
you say that
Yes!
every episode.
Yes.
Tommy says, "I have spent great quantities of money on happiness."
I have. Anyways, let's unpack this. So, what are our thoughts on this alleged rumor?
I think it's dumb.
Stupid. Because then my issue, I mean, it's not even just with like the whole Star Wars like news thing in general. IGN has always consistently been wrong about anything just because essentially you're just hiring on people that are like, yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah, I really like video games. And it's like, sure, you can't be the subject matter expert in every single thing. I understand that. But it's like, if you're going to report on something, have a subject matter expert
Watch
for
out.
like Star Wars or for
Watch out.
certain video games.
What you doing, cuz?
All right, I'm gonna show the camera
No, I got it.
because I just Googled. Wait, let me read what I Googled.
All right.
What model of ship is the Slave 1? And this is the top Google answer.
Fire spray 31 class patrol ship.
See, what someone at IGN probably did was Google that, and then that came up, and they said, it isn't saying Slave 1? Guys, they changed the name!
So you're telling me that this isn't Slave 1 anymore? I have to get rid of this whole Lego
My
set
Lego
now?
fire spray set.
My Lego fire spray set?
Here's where I'm at, bro.
Here's where I'm at.
It's falling apart.
People really just be picking up anything they can just to be like, Disney Star Wars. Oh, Disney's ruining Star Wars. Let me just say it right now. Star Wars is in the best spot it has ever been in its entire existence.
Yep.
Because the original trilogy, there were 3 movies and that was it. You had a holiday special and a lot of toys.
Oh, but don't forget all the Ewok spin-offs.
That was it. Then you had the prequel era. And then that was kind of where we started to get a little bit more consistent with Star Wars. You got the 2003 Clone Wars show. You got the 2008 Clone Wars show. You know, so there was other stuff happening. But then again, since Disney acquired Star Wars, the amount of Star Wars content that we have gotten is way more than we would have ever gotten before Disney acquired Star Wars. Let's be honest. We get it. You don't like the mouse, and that's okay, because we don't always like the mouse either.
Yeah.
But
For the most part, the mouse is pretty chill now.
but for the most part,
Yeah.
the mouse has brought so much to our franchise that we love so much. I would not care anything for Thrawn if it wasn't for
the mouse.
the mouse. I would not have any of my favorite Star Wars characters right now if it wasn't for the mouse.
We wouldn't have gotten a wonderful conclusion to the Clone Wars if it wasn't for the mouse.
We wouldn't have gotten the filler batch.
We wouldn't have had Mandalorian.
But
know, the
that
show
doesn't-
everybody loves now.
But that's the thing.
Baby Yoda show, you mean?
This is how the Twitter argument always goes. Someone will say Disney ruined Star Wars. Someone will reply back saying, "Oh, but like, what about the Mandalorian and Clone Wars season 7 and the Bad Batch?" And then that person will reply with,
That doesn't count.
"Well, you know, that's the Filoni-verse, and you know when they retcon the sequels with the Filoni-verse."
That's the dumbest thing ever.
Listen, bro, when y'all are making up words like Filoni-verse, that's where I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm deaf now. I I can't hear anything anymore.
Beep, boop, beep, beep, boop.
Did
That's
you
what
say
you sound like.
something? Because I'm deaf.
Star Wars fans, be educated and understand the universe that you're going to talk about, for real. Literally, don't be sheeple.
Star Wars fans, follow the science.
But yeah, just don't give in
Science,
to what everybody says on the internet. It's like, sure, I'll even, like, if I see something pop up for Star Wars, I'll immediately stop what I'm doing, I'll Google it and, like, check, like, what's happening, like, what's real. So, like, yeah, with fire spray, I knew that was immediate cap, because why the frick would you come out with a Lego set not called fire spray? And, like, that would arguably be one of the dumbest decisions you can make. Like, that is absolutely stupid.
Absolute buffoonery.
People really think, and it's crazy to me that people actually wake up
Yep.
every single day and actually think that people that work for Lucasfilm are actively trying to ruin the franchise.
Yep.
These men and women, they wake up, put on their pants one leg at a time, maybe brush their teeth,
They
hop on Twitter. They don't shower, that's for sure. And they hop on Twitter and they go, what can I hate today? Star Wars.
Also, don't live on Twitter. Just period.
Stay off Twitter. I've spent so much less time on Twitter. I used to be way into Star Wars Twitter, and it is just exhausting. You cannot enjoy the franchise, in my opinion, if you're in Star Wars Twitter, like, real deep, because people are just they're just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
They're just annoying.
Yeah, I just don't even care for
And if you're one of those people that are annoying on Star Wars Twitter, consider stopping.
Stop.
You
Get
can
some
come
help.
to the light side. You can transition.
You can
That's
come
how
to the
it works.
1313 podcast and become educated.
Also, do you really think that the bean counters at Lucasfilm and Disney would really want to ruin the franchise that makes them some of the most money that they get?
Exactly.
No.
They're not like, let's destroy stars with every property. And it's like, just stop.
Just stop it. Like, it's annoying. It's really, truly annoying.
They like literally all they're complaining about at this point is bad creative decisions on 3 movies. With I think the one terrible decision that Disney really made was the fact that they switched directors and they lost continuity. That is the only thing I think Disney really did wrong. Those movies are fine. If you look at them as their own thing, they're okay. I get you like the prequels more. I get you like the OT more. That's okay.
Also-
but you gotta remember, there are going to be kids growing up in our generation, and those movies are going to be their favorite because they grew up with it. You only like what you like the most because you have an emotional connection to it from your childhood, and that's mostly it. And if you come into it later in your life, then you can pick and choose what you like based on like what you like more. But most people, we grew up with it, and we have an affinity for one part of it because we grew up with it. So you can, like, saying that these are bad and that nobody likes them is just not true, because there's an entire wave of children, an entire generation that love these movies, that love Rey and Kylo Ren, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, buddy.
And also,
For real.
I'm sick and tired, because I am definitely a prequel fan. Out of all the eras of Star Wars, the prequels are my favorite. I know you guys are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Stop gatekeeping Star Wars as a prequel fan. I'm so tired on the internet of seeing all these people who are, and they're always like prequel fans. They always have like an Anakin profile picture or a Fives profile picture. Dude, you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing prequel community right now. Like, because all you do, your whole personality on the internet is slandering the sequels. Bro, who cares? The movies came out how many years ago now? Do you really care that much? And if you do, I think you really need to sit back and evaluate yourself. Like, not even just your love for Star Wars. I really think you need to sit down and evaluate, like, maybe you have anger issues. Maybe you need to go see a therapist or something. Because if these movies make you that mad to this day, then I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
Perhaps you need to get a job. Perhaps you need to find a life.
And that's the other thing too, is I think I need to remember a lot of these are children who are just regurgitating things that angry older men say on YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
That's also part of it as well.
Mostly
So,
misogynistic men, may I add.
men that we will not name on this podcast for specific reasons.
Because if we did, and they heard we would no longer exist.
Hey, we don't want no beef with anybody.
We don't want no beef.
We are friendly. We like to talk to people. That's why we have the Have a Chat series, and we don't agree with everyone that we have a chat with.
We've had people come on with opinions. I mean, like in the middle of the episode, they say something. I'm like, I just don't agree with that. But at the same
that's
time,
okay.
I know I'm not gonna be like, well, I don't like what you said, because it's like, bro, I don't care.
We're not here to debate Star Wars and what we disagree on. We're here to talk about what we love and share what we love.
Exactly, because I can think you're wrong, but I just literally do not care. It's like, I can't change your mind, bro.
Mm-hmm. The Star Wars community looks at that cup, like, instead of it being half empty or half full, most of you guys look at it half empty. You ain't positive. You only look for the bad things. I would challenge you this week to watch something Star Wars that you hate and find something good in it. Find the things that you like about it. Like when I watched The Last Jedi and my blood boils, I can just look at Kylo Ren and be like, whoa, he's so cool. And that one scene that's kind of stupid where Holdo, or whatever her name is, I can't remember off the top of my head, sends that Nebula-class B freighter into that Starfleet, and it rips all the Star Destroyers in half. Does that make sense? No.
Nebula-class B freighter.
I said I don't remember.
So I was like, well, actually, the name of the ship
But when
is-
she sends it through, I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense, but man, that's visually appealing, and it looks really cool. So find things that you like in those movies instead of nitpick things, and try to find something cool, something that you can appreciate.
Jacob gonna make people dislike the video now, because they're gonna come back next week and be like, I watched oh my gosh, what's the name of the animated show that we don't like?
Resistance.
They're gonna be like, I watched Resistance and I still hated it, and you wasted my life.
Oh.
I hate the 1313 podcast.
Oh wait, no, there's nothing to say for Resistance. that show is made objectively for children and is unenjoyable by adults. You just can't watch it.
But that's...
I made it through it. But I think that this is a really good transition into our big topic that we wanted to talk about this podcast, which is we decided to come up with a moment in Star Wars and a character in Star Wars that we're really passionate about and really, really resonates with us, like, on a very deep personal level.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it would be cool if we each went through with our moment, and then we each went through with our character.
Yeah, for sure.
Start over there.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, sure.
Run up the bad, bro.
I can go first. I can go first.
No, if you really want to, you can.
Okay.
Okay.
So my moment that resonates with me most in Star Wars is from Episode 8, The Last Jedi, where Yoda is talking to Luke on Octu, and they're watching the tree that holds the sacred Jedi texts burn. The conversation that they have is a conversation about failure, not failure in general, but failing as a teacher. I really resonate with this moment more now than before, because in my life I do a lot of teaching roles, and I do a lot of stuff where I'm like either helping people learn how to do something, or like I'm introducing somebody to something that they're not familiar with, and being a teacher can be really frustrating at times, and I'm a person where when I fail or I mess up, I am really hard on myself, and I get really disappointed in myself. Very similarly to Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. I want to give up on myself if I fail as a teacher. So to see Yoda talking to Luke and just to see that conversation in that movie, I think about it all the time. And it's a really powerful moment, because it is the same lesson that Yoda teaches Luke in The Empire Strikes Back. But in The Empire Strikes Back, Luke is a student and Yoda is the teacher. However, in The Last Jedi, Yoda is teaching Luke this same lesson at a different point in his life, because the same lesson applies differently now, you know? So I think that if you're in any kind of teaching role or any kind of leadership role, that scene is a great scene just to remind yourself that, you know, you can fail, and failure is a part of the process, and you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to constantly be improving. You should seek to constantly improve, but if you can't, that's okay. So that's my Star Wars moment that I think is my favorite.
That's nice. All right, so I can go next if you don't care, Jake.
Yeah.
All right. So my like Star Wars moment that like really resonates with me is the scene on Umbara when Fives and other, I can't remember them off the top of my head right now. I'm gonna say sorry
Kicks,
for that.
hard case.
Yes, Kicks and Hardcase. No, Hardcase blows up, doesn't he?
Oh, he's already blown up.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because
Was
that was
blown
after
up.
they took the. That's when they took the Umbaran fighter and blew up their ship.
Oh, is this when they're getting executed?
Yeah, so
Okay.
like the scene where they're getting executed, you know, because it's like overall Fives has to be like one of my like most favorite clones, and he's like really like grown on me like since I really like wanted to start like printing his armor and stuff, because I've been looking more into him. But it's like in the moment where it's like, okay, soldiers follow orders, we have to execute you because you disobeyed Pon Krell's orders, but you did something good in the process, so then why should you be punished? And the speech that he gives where it's just like, we're not like droids, we're people, we have to make decisions for our own, you know, like even like if the orders that we're given are wrong, that like really resonates with me, I feel like, and like my passion to like be in the army. Because for me especially, I'm just gonna say this right now, when I criticize the army, I don't criticize it in a point where I hate the service, like I hate this and that. I'm just so extremely passionate about it that I want to see it prosper and like still become a great thing. Because unfortunately right now, and from like a lot of cases that I've seen, you have people put in charge that are careerists. They'll do anything to cover their butts and to get promoted to the next level, and they don't care about their soldiers, they don't care about this. You order someone around and that's literally just your job in your life. And you're gonna be a good soldier, you're gonna follow orders, you know? And it's like, that's something that I want to be able to teach to the soldiers that I have to lead. Obviously, there's an importance with obviously discipline and following orders, but I feel like there's a fine line though that comes to when you're legitimately like giving somebody like advice or telling them what to do and then crossing the line to do something wrong. You know what I mean? I think about like what is it, like My Lai in Vietnam, where it's like an entire village got massacred because the lieutenant ordered his troopers to literally kill everybody, and there was nothing they could do, or else it was be killed by our men, get court-martialed, get this and that. And yeah, the lieutenant paid his price when he came back to the States and everybody found out about it. But it's like, those soldiers couldn't do anything about it because they were under that person's authority. They weren't able to break free and have their own free will. You know what I mean? So that's really a point that I end up loving in the Clone Wars as well, especially with Rex as well, just because he goes from like, I have to obey every single thing that's like given to me, and he can do that with Anakin because Anakin trusts him and Anakin challenges him. But then he discovers that it's like, I need to also be able to make decisions for myself and what's best for my unit and everything else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that I personally really, really enjoy. I really like it as well. I find it very inspiring.
Do you mind if I chime in?
Yeah, you can chime in.
I really like what you said about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think also for me as well, I'm going to school for to eventually be in law enforcement right now. That's what I'm in college for. And I think that, like you said, is it following orders or is it making decisions for yourself?
Exactly.
You have to find that line, because when you're in law enforcement, you enforce the law. Like, that literally is what the job title is. You know, if you disagree with the law, you are still expected to enforce the laws. You have to find that line, you know. But because you're enforcing the law doesn't mean you have to enforce it to its fullest extent, you know? So you can let someone off with a warning at a traffic stop instead of, you know, giving them a ticket. You don't have to give them a ticket just because you pulled them over, you know? Even though, like, you know, the law says, like, you know, this is the punishment for doing this. You have to take stuff a lot case by case and, you know, scenario by scenario. And yeah, that was a really good thing about that scene.
Yeah. And it's like, especially as well, I forgot to tell you this when we were driving over, but it's like this Friday I take the oath to serve and like all that honky dory stuff. So like this Friday is like my gotcha moment. Like, I'm government property then, you know what I mean? So there's no going back. But it's like, I'm not promoting like insubordination. I'm very willing to be like led. Like, I love my captain because he's extremely like down to earth, you know, because it's like we'll go through protocol and like whatever for everything, but he's like, this is what the army says to do, but here's how my unit did it, and we could do it better by accomplishing it this way, you know. And he's not one to like force like things on people. He's extremely kind, like very patient, very knowledgeable as well. So it's like I want to be like that kind of leader when like I go in, you know. I want to be someone that like my troops can look up to and not be the careerist in the army, the dumb second lieutenant that goes in that's all like, I'm the second lieutenant now, everybody must obey me, like blah blah blah. Experience outranks everything. Rex said that, and it has a meaning and a purpose. Because when I go in, I don't expect 30 or 40-year-old sergeants who have been in since they were 18, graduated high school, to like be willing to everything that I say, because I need to gain their trust. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's something that I really liked.
I can't really think, because there's so many scenes that like I absolutely love, and I can't tell if it's just I love it or if I really like have like a down to earth like resonation with it. Like I guess the one scene that keeps coming to my mind is the You Were the Chosen One speech from episode 3.
Yep.
Just because it's so heart wrenching, and it's like it's one of those moments where it's so unbelievably sorrowful and sad, but it's like you can't really do anything about it, especially as somebody with a brother. I would never hope to reach that point in our relationship where we become stark enemies. I feel like I feel like that's probably the worst.
Well,
Sometimes I think you will. Sometimes you guys will be going back and forth. I'm kidding.
We almost became stark enemies when you didn't pick up my calls this morning for the show.
Hey.
I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
Hey, bro, hey, bro, please.
Bro, please.
I'm just trying. No, but...
That's what I thought of, though, because that's when, like, I was sitting around yesterday and I was like, what's a good main topic? And so, like, that, like, came back to me when I was watching Mandalorian. I was watching the season finale again of Mandalorian, where the child, like, leaves. And that is, like, such, like, an emotional scene for me, just because, like, there's this great family bond between Mando and the child that's, like, built, and then he's taken away, but not for a bad thing, but for good purpose. And so I was like, well, what if we talked about, like, stuff that, like, really, like, that we were, like, passionate about, like, what gets us emotional in Star Wars? Yours, Jacob, definitely is my number one. Like, that scene is, I totally agree, absolutely heart-wrenching. It makes me cry every single time I watch it. I'm not afraid to admit it, because it's meant to be that way, because it's such, like, so powerful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, Fives is also there, and his death only makes it worse. Because he wants to, like, help people, but no one believes him, you know?
Something that I think is even worse is, like, in episode 3, I think what's even more sad, is Anakin being, like, turned into Darth Vader, like, that scene where he's getting all the armor on.
Yeah.
I feel like that one's even sadder for me.
Yes.
Because then it goes through the parallels of the birth of Darth Vader and the death of Padme, with, like, shots that are literally parallel and contrasting. So some that are panning in one way and some are panning in the opposite way. The scene of them both being pushed in a casket. So it's like, it's showing the death of Anakin. Like, and that's parallel to Padme. But then in contrast, it shows the birth of Darth Vader. And that's when the shots, while the same, they have different techniques used to them. They're just filmed differently. But they are the same shot, basically.
And Padme also represents, like, everything good. She is your ideal, what's that character called? Like, the ideal good, I guess is a good way to put it. Because she is everything that is considered good. And it literally is representing the death of all hope and everything good. And the birth of the Empire.
So, I think those scenes, like, really resonate with me. Just because of how powerful they are. Not because I'm, like, I have an emotional, like, tie to my own life with them. It's just because I love them so much.
Yeah.
If I could think of something like that, I'll let you know.
Wax also gets me with the whole Umbara thing, because that was the other thing as well. Being turned to, like, kill your own men and you didn't even know it. You know? Because that was, I mean, like, especially, like, as a kid, I remember seeing that and I was like, whoa, why are they killing clones?
Why are they doing that?
That's like effed.
Every
dude.
time I watch that episode, I'm just so heartbroken. I literally I avoid it. I avoid watching that episode if I don't if I can because I hate watching it. I hate because it makes me sad. And that's a good thing that it still makes me feel that way every time I watch it. That's amazing. But oh man, it just kills me every time I watch it. And just seeing Waxer like his single tear as he dies, like that is just oh my god.
The mission, the nightmares.
They're finally over.
It's like
Stop firing! They're
clowns. All right, let's not.
Oh.
I feel like Umbara is like literally one of like the best arcs period for the Clone Wars. Just because it's different because it's dark. And it like really like gives us more like development on the clones. Like
It's a clone focused arc where most other arcs it's like Anakin and Obi-Wan, but this one it's all Captain Rex and it's all the clones, the main characters, and like the Jedi are barely there, which I think is really cool.
That's the point too, is to make it about the clones. I think it would be cool for us to see, and this would be really just way out there. I don't think it would ever happen. Even just like a mini series following. I know we have the Bad Batch, which is a squad of clones, but it would be great to see a squad of clones from the beginning of the Clone War through to the end. So say it's like a squad of clones that go to Geonosis in episode 2. I don't want to see Anakin. I don't want to see like any of the characters from the Skywalker saga. I don't want to see Rex. I don't want to see like any big cameos from any major characters. I would love to just see a 1 season show, like a mini series about a squad of clone troopers that go from the beginning of the war to the end of the war. You know?
I feel like that would be a far better either game or book than it would be a series.
Definitely.
Because then you're trying to fit the entirety of the Clone Wars, which is a 7-season show, into maybe just a season.
Well, it can time jump,
But I feel like people would want it to be more drawn out, so I feel like the whole idea would be better plotted if it was in a book.
Yeah.
Because you
I
can
feel like a book would be good.
Because you can span years in a book of time, but you can be detailed in all of it. Whereas in a show, when you make those time jumps, you gotta put the text on the screen that says it's been 6 months, and then.
And I know like there's technically like there's Domino Squad and there's like the 501st that we follow around the whole Clone Wars show, but I feel like it's just I want a show or something in Star Wars that. And that's the thing is the Bad Batch does focus on the clones.
Yeah.
But I think it would just be cool to see like during the Republic.
I agree.
At its peak of the war.
Unfortunately, feel like after Bad Batch is said and done, I think we're done with the prequels for now, though.
That's probably a good thing. I think we do need to close the chapter that is the prequels.
Exactly. Because at the same time, I would love that. I mean, especially like as a book too. But at the same time, I feel like with the Bad Batch, I would love that to continue. But as soon as that ends, I feel like then there's going to be like a good part to like close, I feel like, the prequels, if not forever, for like a while. Just because it's like, you can draw out a story so much, but it needs to end at some point. It's like an endless anime like One Piece or like Naruto. Like Naruto becoming like the show Boruto now about his kid. It's like, bro, just make it stop at some point, because it like when you have thousands of episodes, nobody wants to watch it, But it's like, I feel like that's what Dave Filoni and Lucas knew how to do it. Now Dave is teaching all these people like really how to do that well. Because I thought season 2 was even going to be like the end of The Mandalorian, because like that's where like the child leaves, and that was like the central focus, And I was going to be okay with that, if I'm going to be completely honest. Because, sure, there's things I would have liked to see happen more and things I would like to see in the future. But if that's where they felt like the story needed to be, like, closed, then that's fine with me. Especially with the Clone Wars.
I kind of think that the story was supposed to end after season 2. I just think it made so much ridiculous amounts of money that Disney said make more. They said to make more. Because I feel like, it's kind of like my opinion thinking episodes 1 through 6, it's a perfect cutoff for the story. I feel like that would be a perfect cutoff for the Mandalorian story, So the Book of Boba is really gonna have to set up this next season.
The
I
Book
feel
of
like-
Boba, because I feel like going from season 2 to season 3 of The Mandalorian, there needs to be a time jump.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there
Mhm.
needs to be an amount of time that has passed so that we can like get into Din's feelings about losing Grogu
Mm-hmm.
as we go.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if we just pick up right where season 2 left off, I think that it's gonna like, you know, there's too much to unpack all at once because there's so many questions that everyone wants answered all at once.
Yeah.
You know, where's Moff Gideon going? Like, where's Mando going with the Darksaber? Where is Grogu? Like, people want all that answered right away. And so if you have a time jump and you have some time to get into that stuff and unpack it one by one throughout the season, it's going to give people more time to breathe.
Mhm.
Also, I think that the Book of Boba Fett, this is rumored, I don't know if it's true, that Din Djarin will be in the Book of Boba Fett for probably one episode. I would assume that he would at least do
Yeah.
jobs for him because he needs to make money still.
Mhm.
You know, so he would probably do like work with Boba for like a job or something like that because I think that's what that show is mainly going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of kick-ass bounty hunters just running jobs and building up Boba's, you know, empire of
Boss
totally
comes back. Dengar comes back. What if we see how Dengar turns into like that?
I was gonna say
pot of
because
brains?
Dengar is still around.
Hrothgar Dang.
Yeah, let's see how he turns into that pot of brain.
That would be cool.
Oh, we maybe we'll see Ara Singh.
Did she get capped?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's been capped
She's been
because in
capped.
Solo they say that
Oh yeah.
the dude killed her. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name.
Woody Harrelson.
Yep,
What's his name?
'cause
That's
he was-
the actor's name. But
Yeah,
what's his
'cause-
name? Tobias Beckett.
Yep, that's true. Sorry for all the brain farts too, but yeah,
Toby
he says he
Biscuit.
pushed her off a cliff.
So, do we want to just real quick get into a character that we really resonate with Star Wars?
Oh,
Because I have one.
I mean, if you really want to do that, I mean, I could only think of like the character in the scene for
You were thinking
what we were
fives.
doing. Yeah, so I mean, like that's why like I did it. I gave the whole like rundown of fives, is because that's what I was like thinking. I mean, if there's like a character like you really like connect with, you could say that.
Yeah, I really connect with Hunter. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think I would. I didn't really care for Hunter going into the Bad Batch.
Hunter was always my favorite.
I really resonate with him because of how selfless he is and how he's
Exactly.
always putting his team first. He is, you know, it's interesting because Crosshair sees Hunter's decisions to leave him as selfish.
Mm-hmm.
But really, Hunter was being selfless for the rest of his team.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that for the greater good of the team, they had to leave Crosshair behind. And that's just a constant message throughout the show. Hunter is always doing things to protect the team. Now, that can also come out as a character flaw. Because there are times when he makes the wrong decision because he doesn't want Omega to get hurt. Or he doesn't want his squad to get injured, you know?
Yeah. Like how he didn't want to help out on Ryloth.
And that's something that I personally deal with too, you know? I really care about the people that I'm close to, and I am a lot of times willing to sacrifice like either like my own like physical or mental health, like, you know, with work, like if I'm overworking myself and my management asks me to come in because they're shorthanded, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to say yes and I'm going to come in. Not because, you know, it doesn't matter how tired I am, it's because I know they need my help. And so I'm trying to help out the team. And I think that, you know, it really helped me evaluate myself to watch Hunter and watch how this good character trait can also be a character flaw.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been really nice for me as an adult to evaluate myself using that character. So I really resonate with Hunter in a way that I didn't think I ever would.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
I find myself really resonating with Ahsoka, just because I like how in the episode where she leaves the Order, she makes a decision that goes against the grain and really just shocks everybody. She does something that absolutely nobody expected and nobody thought would happen, and she really just breaks the conformity. I resonate with that just because there's always pressures and there's always things going on around us where people are like, you need to do this, you should do this, blah yada yada. But I feel like I have enough like resolve to kind of like resist those things as well. So I kind of like resonate with that in her character because she's self-thinking. She's able to make her own decisions despite the fact of the pressures of the outside world, which is a really good lesson because people in life will really want you to do some things, and they will try to get you to do some things that you really don't want to, and you need to stand up for yourself and be like, draw the line in the sand and be, this is what I want to do, or this is what I don't want to do. Because if you don't, then you will get taken advantage of for the rest of your life. So I feel like that's also a really good lesson within a character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that was really good conversation for us to have.
I don't think... Did you want to add anything, or did you stick with your...
I'm just going to still stick with vibes, I guess. And
yeah.
I mean, it's like... I guess like I resonate like with the clones as well because... I mean, I've always loved the clones because, yeah, Soldier Boy, blah, blah, blah. Soldier Boy. Let me crank that real quick.
Hey, yo! Hey,
I'm sorry. But it's like... No, I mean, like, I really try to, like, do what's, like, good for, like, the greater good, you know? I mean, like, I see myself as, like, a piece in the machine, if you want to say, but it's, like, I want to be able to do my part so that, like, other people can, like, live and prosper, you know? Because it's, like, sounds, like, super corny, but it's, like, if I'm doing my run, I remember, like, one time I saw, like, these, like, grandparents, like, playing with their grandkid, and it was, like, yeah, that's what I'm going to fight for. I'm going to fight for, like, someone to, like, have that. Or, like, people to, like, live their lives and do what they want. It's, like, at the end of the day, that's, like, what I want. And, like, if I have to die for that, I gotta die for that. But I might not be going infantry, so we'll see. Because I still have time to figure out what exactly I want to do.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, and that's the same reason that I want to do law enforcement. I've met so many people in our city's community that are involved with different businesses and different clubs and different organizations, and I meet them, I meet their families, and I sit there and, you know, there will be days when I'm like, God, do I really want to get into, you know, and I don't, we're not getting political when I say this, but, you know, everybody knows that right now law enforcement is a hot topic in America.
Yes.
So, you know, there are days when I'll be driving to work, or I'll be, you know, like, just by myself, like, running errands, and I'll be like, do I really want to do this for my career? Like, do I actually want to put myself through this? And then I remember all the people that I've met, and I remember all the people that, you know, I could help, and all the people that, you know, and knowing that I can make a difference with something that there is a problem with in this country, like, makes me feel like that's why I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. You know? So that, yeah. And that's why I think I resonate with the clones in general, you know, because you and I both picked a clone. So I think that really, yeah. Mm-hmm. So
you picked a defective one.
We got Mushy Gushy today on the
did.
1313 podcast. And if you don't like Mushy Gushy and you don't like us being soft, we do not care.
Go watch Star Wars Theory.
Go watch Star Wars Theory, because he is not Mushy Gushy soft. Sometimes he is.
Sometimes when Luke Skywalker appears in The Mandalorian, he gets real...
Hey, yo, I said we weren't going to do that, Jason.
Hey, there is nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a man crying to see his favorite character in a show. I thought it was a bit silly because I didn't cry when I saw it and I didn't get that emotional at that ending.
I did.
He did, though. He is fine for that. I do not care. Star Wars Theory, I doubt you're watching, but please don't burn our channel down.
He will not. I would not allow that.
He will not.
I will not.
Great
people can say whatever.
Cry, read the Aeneid.
People can say whatever they want about the 1313 podcast. We're still going to make weekly episodes.
We do not care.
We do not care. But also, I
nice.
cried when the trailer got announced for that Clone Wars was being saved.
Yep.
I cried.
It's fine.
There was another time in Star Wars when I was right there when K2SO died in that theater when I was watching Rogue One. I saw K2 die. I was like,
oh! Said, locking the door. Goodbye. it's just like, I liked him.
Yeah, but...
And then they all die.
So yeah, if you don't like Mushy Gushy 1313 podcast, we don't care. We don't care. We are just here to talk about what we love about Star Wars every week. And you know what else we love about Star Wars?
The Black
Series.
I know it doesn't seem like we love the Black Series because we cry about it.
I mean, I think it's very apparent that we like the Black Series.
So we have some interesting, like, not really official news or announcements, just some quick things to breeze over. I think,
which is good. Though we haven't had news from Yak in like
it's
2 weeks.
It's been nice to have like 3 weeks at this point.
Yes,
to
I agree. No pre-orders, no speculation. It's just chill with.
Get my money up, not my funny up.
I was gonna do the growl, bro, because you did that, man.
Anyways, so the first thing I think we want to get into is there were some cancellations and delays on orders.
Yep.
So if you have any pre-orders right now,
if you pre-ordered that Ahsoka vintage figure in January, I guess you gotta wait another month or two to get it because they only started selling them in freaking January and it's been a year, but you gotta wait a little longer.
Jacob really talking to himself.
Well, I'm talking to any TVC collector out there.
Well,
I think it's just if you ordered anything through Hasbro, you ain't gonna get it on time because I got mine through Hasbro.
Speaking of which, I know you had something to say about what was it, Costco?
Yeah, so again, like I said before on the show, I originally pre-ordered Tech and Costco through Pulse because I was just like, whatever, I'll just get it through there. I got Tech in store, so I canceled my Tech pre-order. And so then I get an email now saying that Costco, like that whole wave essentially, is getting pushed back to December.
Yikes!
Which, if you remember, that's also the time that the archive wave, according to Pulse, that the archive wave of Obi-Wan and the 501 Trooper are also supposed to come out. Which, at this point, I think I don't even know at this point. What are the bean counters doing? What are the big people in the suits doing? Because at this point, like, just about every big collector, I'm going to say, has those figures. They're literally playing around with them. They're like displaying them. And
We have
them
them.
on their yeah, we have.
I have the whole wave.
So like, how can you do this to like an entire group of
this
people,
to me?
bro? Because it's like they were sold in every other retailer. You are the people shipping the product. How does that work?
I really think what it is, it's they make it to the demand of the retailer till they have nothing left, and then they have to remake some for their own shipments. So like they take all the product and all the stock that they have and they throw it at Walmart and they throw it at Target, and then they're like,
They certainly don't throw anything at Walgreens.
except for Jenner. So
I canceled my Costco and pre-ordered it through Entertainment Earth because that still says it's coming in August. And it's like, sure, if that gets pushed back a little bit, at this point, I don't care because Entertainment Earth is also getting me my Redbox Rex that I need. So,
and then another cancellation. Well, it's not a cancel. Well,
it was canceled.
So the carbonized figures that just came out that were Target exclusives for the Target Collector Con, it was the Paz Vizsla. He's no longer called the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian on the box. The Shore Trooper and the Scout Trooper, all from the Mandalorian. They are. We all got an email. Like for me, it was like 3 a.m. I got an email telling me that I needed to confirm a delay on the figures. So as of when you pre-ordered them, they were supposed to show up in April or May of 2022, and then I open up this email and I see that the new release date is September 16th, 2099. Which I think is code for we have no idea when these figures are going to be made and released, so we're just putting that as the release date so that we don't have to push it back multiple times. I tried to use the Target app, but you can only do one on each order.
Yeah, your limit quantity 1.
No, like you can only confirm the delay for one item on each order. So I just went through and I pre-ordered them again because they were both still up for pre-order. Because I didn't get the Paz Vizsla, I got the Scout Trooper and the Shore Trooper.
Okay.
Because I'm a sucker and I get every variant of Trooper that Hasbro makes, including carbonized ones, even though I'm not really a fan of the carbonized figures.
Yeah. What really turned me off is that I was actually going to pre-order the carbonized Heavy Mandalorian because I really like how the color looks on it compared to the Heavy Mandalorian. But it's like, at this point, Entertainment Earth and a bunch of the fan channels have restocks of the Heavy, so I'm just going to get the original rather than the carbonized. Because then here's the thing. You put those carbonized figures out to compete. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at the figures.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
I thought you were looking at something bad. But,
They
put those figures out to compete with Walmart Con, which had the Tartakovsky figures. And so, how are you... Like, essentially for some people, these were canceled. How are you canceling a pre-order for an item that doesn't come out until like April. Make more. Like,
It's
if
a
that many
pre-order.
people bought it, yeah, it's a pre-order, so make some more, you know?
I don't
It's-
understand how you can sell it.
I'm sorry, and I feel like we do reiterate a lot of the stuff, and sure, a lot of people end up doing that as well, just because it's always the same grievances with Hasbro, but there's literally nothing we can do about it.
Just make more.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Jacob.
Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, let's talk about.
If you make more, you make more money. So make more.
Yeah, business major Jacob.
Business
I'm
major.
going to put on my suit and tie and tell you how it works.
Here, I'll get you a 10-gallon bag of pinto beans for you to count.
No, I'm just going to get like a gallon hat and sit here and be like, Hasbro, you're doing it wrong. See,
I'm Captain Fry.
I have zero experience, but I know exactly what to do.
Yeah. Let's talk about weekly pickups.
That's what I was gonna do. So on a literally Happy Black Series news. So you're not gonna be able to see it well, sorry, because we don't have my down here to zoom.
Don't worry, we have manual
Jacob.
zoom Jacob.
Manual zoom Jacob.
And
Woo!
manual zoom is just, I bring it to the
And
camera.
Jacob, you have to project.
Yes.
All right, buddy.
So right here we have Commander Fox, which, as I said in a previous episode, was the last clone commander that I needed for my collection. So I was so ecstatic to get it, because Tommy actually sent me the link for it on Mercari, because the gentleman who sold it to me was originally trying to sell Rex, Wolf, and then Fox. I almost said 5. Thank you, Jacob. You can take it away from the camera now. It's like the Battle Block Theater cardboard cutout people. But I was just like, hey sir, would you be willing just to do Fox? Could I shoot you an offer for that? And he was like, sure. So I shot him a reasonable value, I would say, that was just slightly below market. And he was perfectly okay. Bro!
For everybody that's listening on the audio, I just was pretending to smash Jackson's brand new Commander Fox.
Man. But he was able to go for a really good price, so I was really happy with it. And then he this is kind of funny too, because he printed the shipping label and it didn't ship for 3 days. So I texted him and I was like, hey sir, is there a time I can maybe expect this to ship? And he's like, yeah. I sent it to my post office. Unfortunately, my town was hit by a tornado the other week, so a lot of the stuff in my town is still destroyed and recovering. And I was like, I feel really bad.
Jackson
bro.
said, give me my figure. Give me my figure. He said, but sir, our
Hey,
hometown
man.
is in shambles.
You better-
Jackson said, give me my figure.
You
Give me my
better cough up that figure, man.
figure. I know you're going through a state of disarray, but give me my figure.
He was in the same state, but I felt bad. But at any rate, he was very polite. He shipped it, and it was very protected. The thing that I really like about this as well is the legs are nice. They're not janky, because it's the only way I can describe Wolf's legs is an anime girl touching knees and doing the this thing. I'm not gonna recreate it on the show because that would be embarrassing.
You're all, I got you. It's,
No.
It's this thing.
Yeah, he touches his knees almost, because that's the way the figure's designed. And I watched Lukeness's video about how to fix the legs.
Shout out Lucas Monster 34
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Thanks for coming on our show.
There is no 34 on YouTube.
There's no 34 on YouTube, but it was great to have you on the show, boss.
Woohoo!
So I was watching his video about how to fix the legs, and it was okay, I'm gonna probably have to do this for mine, you know. But took him out of the box, started playing with it. I was like, this is really nice. I was like, he's standing good. I can move his joints really well.
He's good fig.
I know, it's very, very good fig.
Wanna
I'm
know-
very happy.
Want to know what's not a good fig? Commander Cody. This man, he got stiff leg syndrome.
We already talked about
He Mick Mars because his bone's frozen. He's not good. I was really looking forward to him, and I took him out of the box and I said, oh.
I like the pose that you did. I'm actually gonna keep this pose for when I put him back on my
That's
display.
actually his when all the promotional images came out for the Clone Wars movie. That's how he always was standing.
I like that. Yeah, because I was trying to find something like that. Because I watch Action Figure Display, I think his name is, or Action Display on YouTube, and he has Black Series poses. We've talked about him before a lot on the show. Really like his content. He's done everyone except Fox because I don't think he has them yet, which is fine. You know, dude, get to it when you get to it if you eventually get it for a collection. But I really like watching his stuff. So like if I can't find a pose on that, I go back to the material that Hasbro puts out for like the different poses when they advertise to see if I find one I like. But that's how I usually kind of decide what I want to do for a pose. Or if I just play with it and I find a cool pose I want to do, I do that.
I think just on the topic of posing, I think the best pose that I've made for any figure was the Costco Reeves figure. We have one of those stands that kind of holds them up so they look like they're flying. I can't really grab it because there's other figures standing on the stand.
Here, allow me.
But I think the flying pose I did for her is kind of cool. It looks kind of like it looks natural, and I was very proud of it. And I was like, this is very nice, very cool, very nice.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it, and if I ever come back to this house and the pose has changed, I will be upset.
I got some weekly pickups, but I don't have any physical products with me today because they're all packed away getting ready to be moved to my apartment, which I actually move in about an hour and a half.
So we'll be able to finish this up and run you home.
So, I'm sorry, Mom. But anyway, so I got the Bounty Hunters Collection Funko Pop Bosk. Nice. The Bounty Hunters Collection Funko Pops are 7 Funko Pops that recreate the scene from The Empire Strikes Back, where it's all the bounty hunters lined up on the Star Destroyer bridge and Darth Vader at the end. They've only revealed 4 of them at this point, being Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88, and now Forlom. And I know I've mentioned it before, somehow I missed out on Forlom's pre-order, but it's a GameStop. They're all GameStop exclusives, so I'll have no problem getting it down the line. Mm-hmm. I'm not really stressed about that. And then I also got 2 new Black Series figures, one being the Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper disguise that was part of the, it was a Target exclusive for the Target Collector Con. I pre-ordered it for, and that just showed up this past week, and I really like that figure. I don't like about the old Stormtrooper bodies that you can't really raise the shoulders. Mm-hmm. But that's okay because I can make him hold his comm, and I can imagine him going, 3PO! Come in, 3PO! 3PO! Where can he be? Yeah, so there's that. And then I also got the Carner Jacks from the comic book 50th Lucasfilm Anniversary line. I pre-ordered that from Pulse way back, months and months ago. And it actually got delayed from the original release date of July 15th to August 26th. And then I actually got it early. So, Hasbro, thank you for not disappointing me one time. But I really like that figure, too. The Royal Guards, I just don't like that you can't twist their necks, but that's just how their helmet is. That's really nothing to do with the figure. I really like how he looks. I think the double-sided cape with the red on the outside and the purple on the inside is dope.
Yep.
But yeah, great figures this week. I have a ton of cool stuff coming in the next couple weeks that I can't wait to show off on the podcast. I'm not going to say what they are just yet because I am very excited for them.
But it'll be really good stuff.
It will. So, this has been the most mediocre Star Wars podcast.
We're closing it up that early. Dang.
What do you mean closing up that early?
Dude?
Hey, I thought we were going to go for a lot longer.
What did you want to talk about?
Star Wars.
Well, sorry, everyone. Jacob, what would you like to talk about?
You gotta try not to laugh directly into the mic.
You.
The fact that you mentioned it.
Okay, I won't look at you.
So, they're gonna make this real hard for me. So, how are y'all doing today? This is my segment and my segment alone.
What, do you want me to go zoom in on you?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me get up here.
Just
watch out.
Watch out.
Hit your figures.
If you do, I'll cry.
Don't lean back.
Palpatine's sitting there. Okay.
Guys, look, I have a beard.
Yeah.
Grew better than my mustache.
I'm ready for my close-up. Thank you. So, I have 2 Lego sets I have yet to get from this new wave, and the September wave is beginning to get leaked, with the only ones of those being the sets for the Marvel Eternals movie, which I don't think anybody cares about. So, no. New Lego sets are going to be coming out. The Mandalorian advent calendar has been leaked for Lego, so that'll be cool. The build in it actually looked not that bad. Boba Fett Starship, I gotta get that one. Haha, I said it that way.
Fire spray.
Yeah, the fire spray according to IGN. And then there's the Marauder, the troop transport that I gotta grab. So I will get those in the future, and I will show them off on the podcast, but not now because I don't have money. This has been the 1313 podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm Tommy.
And this ending has been catastrophic. And we shall see you all.
Drop the loaf cat.
We shall see you all next week. Bye.